Just one more thing I wanted to say about this article. Um, that again, I know that you decent people out there with some common sense, you understand this, but clearly, again, because this is an article and because this is something people are seriously talking about and trying to and debating back and forth, this is an actual thing going on in politics. Clearly, there are people out there who don't get it, so I'm going to say it for them. This article says at a certain point, well, that they want to lower the age of consent because children as young as 12, they become interested in sex when they're 12. So why not let them consent to sex? Yeah, I know. You're right. I know that children as young as 12 become interested in sex. I know because I was 12 once too. I was a 12-year-old girl and I remember being interested in sex at that age. That doesn't mean that I was ready for sex. Of course kids are interested in sex. It's this mysterious, interesting, fun, cool looking, seeming like sounding thing. Shouldn't be sounding thing that they, hear about here and there, the adults talking about, and they want to be like the adults. They want to be grown-ups. They want to do the cool grown-up things. And, even if they're starting to become interested in their body and how it works, that's something they should be exploring more on their own at that age. And they don't need any help. And they're not ready to be exploring it with anyone else yet. I don't care how interested they are in sex. Again, I think anybody who has common sense out there, who's a decent, reasonable adult, can remember. This is how stupid they think you are, guys. All the parents out there, the responsible parents, this is how stupid they think you are. They think that you can't remember back to when you were 12 years old and remember something like, oh yeah, I remember being interested in sex at age 12. I also remember that I wasn't ready for it at age 12. Doesn't matter how interested I was in it. They think that you can't put that simple formula together in your mind. That's how stupid they think you are. They think that they can just roll out this argument for you of, well, kids are interested in sex as young as 12, so why not let them consent to it? Because kids are interested in a lot of stuff when they're kids, because they're idiots. That doesn't mean, kids want to take rocket ships to the moon when they're 12. Should we just let them pilot the next rocket ship that's set to take off? Again, you're a moron. You do not let kids do some shit that they want to do. For their own good, for the good of all of society, you do not let 12-year-olds have sex just because they're interested in sex and they're curious about it. The hell is wrong? Especially because some 12-year-old girls are capable of getting pregnant. Some 12-year-old girls start menstruating at that point. Do you think we need any knocked up 12-year-old girls? I don't think so. Any reasonable human being would agree with me. No, we don't need any 12-year-old girls being knocked up. We don't need any 12-year-old mommies. That's not going to work out well. She's not an adult yet. She's 12. She does not know her ass from her elbow yet. She certainly should not be raising a baby. So no, she should not be engaging in the act that could make a baby. And even if there's condoms and pregnancy, even if there's whatever, you know what I'm talking about. Even there's condoms involved. Even there's contraceptives involved. There's the word. Still, even if there's no risk of a baby being made, children are not, and yes, a 12-year-old's still a child, they're not emotionally and psychologically ready for sex yet. It doesn't matter if they're curious about it. They're not ready yet. Again, I know because I was 12. I was a 12-year-old girl. I was very curious and interested in sex and all of that. And I had crushes on older men too. I'm really, really glad that I would never found myself in a situation where an older man could take advantage of my curiosity about sex when I was that age. I'm really happy for that now because I'm much older and now I know, oh, that would have fucked me up. But good. Right? So I don't give two shits that children are interested in sex That does not mean they should be allowed to have sex. Why don't we just abolish guardianship for children altogether? Let them go out into the wilderness and raise themselves. Why bother setting any examples for them or anything? I'm sure they have it all figured out from day one, don't they? They must, since we're letting them have sex at age 12 now. Don't make them brush their teeth or anything like that either. And what's the point? I mean, they're going to get their secondary teeth anyway. Like, I hear parents, no, they don't need to brush their teeth. They're going to lose those teeth anyway. What the fuck? Someone take those kids away from that person. First of all, it doesn't matter if they're going to lose those teeth. You need to get them into the routine of proper hygiene and taking care of their bodies, because their body is the most valuable tool they'll ever have. And if you don't teach them to take care and maintain themselves, they're not going to do it. And now you've set up another human being to live a shit life. So you've set up a human being to live a tortured life where they won't have any teeth because you were too lazy to make them maintain and to model that yourself, a proper schedule for good dental hygiene. And really, again, this all boils down to laziness. Laziness, laziness, laziness. Lazy parents. That's really what it boils down to. We wouldn't have so many incidents we really wouldn't even have so many serial psycho child rapists if we had more parents on the ball doing their job, because they wouldn't be producing these creatures. And then, the next step would be like, and they wouldn't have as many victims also, because children that are being abused are typically easier to be victimized by abusers. So like if a child's being neglected or abused by their parents, they're that much more likely to then fall victim to a predator from outside the family. So this really boils down to laziness on the part of parents. And I don't want to hear you're not late. I pay my bills. Do you sit around watching Netflix when you're not working and let your kids get babysat by their phones or the television? Yeah, then you're lazy. Okay? You do bare minimum. If all you want to do is bare minimum, give your kids to someone else. You don't deserve to be a parent. Oh well, that's the way it goes. You signed up for it when you made babies. When you chose to engage in the act that made babies, you signed up for this. Get off your ass and try harder. Bye.